What's up, my man?
What up, fellas?
How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Quite well. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just a little tired, but worked all day. Gotta do freaking overtime this Monday, so I'm so pissed about that.
Same here, dude.
Yeah, man. Fucking ridiculous. But I am excited to be here with you, fine gentlemen, and review
This is
and talk
Joe.
about Tobe Hooper's Eaten Alive, put out in 1976, with a young Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see. And you get Marilyn Burns, who was in the the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. Plus Kim Heinkel or whatever. I think he wrote the story, and he was the same guy who did TCM. So, or I know they worked together on it. So, you notice a lot of those guys back in the day, man. They had their own crew, and they just like worked through and through the years with them. I really like that, man.
The one chick, I think she's Morticia Adams, the lady that runs the brothel, which I'm just seeing just now.
Yeah, Dylan's too young. He's too much of a whippersnapper. But this movie was in the 70s. There was a slate of these type movies. Night of the Lepus was another one that had these really at that time waning stars from the 50s. So you had Kellen Jones, who was Morticia Adams, in this as the Madam. Mm-hmm. You had Stuart Whitman, who was the sheriff, who was a big star in the 50s in westerns. I think he was even in Ten Commandments, Ben-Hur, and a few of those other movies. And you had who else do you have besides that?
Kyle Richards is in this too.
Kyle Richards was in this. She was a big
child
star, little girl. And you also had Mel Ferrer. Mel Ferrer was the father of Jose Ferrer, who was in RoboCop and also NCIS. I believe it was one of the NCISs that I only watch them. You had a lot of older actors in this one that were on the downside of their careers. For some reason, Kellen Jones, who played Morticia Adams, wasn't that old. They had her made up to look older. The makeup was kind of bad.
Right. I wonder what that looked like when it came out. Like, you know what I mean? We're all seeing it, watching it now in better quality when it's obvious. Like, what's wrong with her face? But I wonder what it looked like just on a TV in the 70s.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why. I'm not even sure why they did that. But, you know, I guess it was a choice to make them try to look a little bit older. Because this was only, I think, 10 years after the Addams Family. So she wasn't that old at that point.
Oh, she was in the Addams Family. I've seen those. My mom loved the original Addams Family, but and the Munsters, and But,
yeah, so in the 70s, they had a lot of these
I'm not
movies.
super familiar with it.
There are a lot of these movies like Frogs and Empire of the Ants with Joan Collins and superstars to be that were kind of on the downside of their career.
It
Kind
says
put in these
Judd
movies.
was in that Without Warning movie. You know what I'm talking about? That Kino Lorber movie that we were gonna watch.
Yep.
Hmm.
We got the bots in here again.
I know, man.
Always.
They came in early, bro. They came in early.
The Russian bots, man, tipped me early.
Yeah.
Oh, and we forgot one big one.
I can't.
The crazy man.
I do
the crazy
agree
man
with
himself.
Tinder.
The crazy man himself, played by now I can't remember his name. Crazy Joe there.
Judd.
Yeah, Judd.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
Neville Brand.
Yeah.
Neville Brand was big, huge in the 60s and westerns. He was in Laredo. He was in a ton of other westerns. He was in a lot of crime movies. He was probably the biggest star of all in this movie.
Oh, he's incredible.
And he always plays bad guys for the most part. So, and Neville Brand was a big actor today. So even when this came out, he was still, on TV all the time.
No, man, he's incredible in this. He is so good. So good. I'm so glad we got you up for this, Scarphead. But let's go around and tell me what your overall thoughts on this, since this is first time watch for both of you guys. I can't believe I've seen this before both of y'all.
Did you I was gonna ask you first, like, did you grow up watching this? Is this something, because I never even heard of it?
I didn't grow up watching it. I actually wish, because it would have been one I would have really liked, because I love like anything with like kind of like crocodiles or just anything like the with like animal monsters, like anaconda, jaws, freaking alligator, like Lake Placid and shit. So I would have definitely loved this, especially Tobe Hooper. It definitely has some of those Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, for sure. Let's hear from Scarpet, because I'm super curious. Let's hear from you first.
Well, yeah, I have the Blu-ray on this, so I did get the benefit of watching some of the special features, and I guess this story was based on the true story, as they all are. For some reason, all this shit always happens in Texas. Man, Texas is one fucked up place, because I guess this guy came back, the original dude this guy's based on, came back from the World War I. He was all messed up, and he bought a hotel, and he did have crocodiles, more than one, at the hotel. And this happened in Florida, I believe, originally, not Texas. Or maybe it was Texas. No, it was Texas. He had like a hotel with like an alligator ranch type.
It felt like Norman Bates with a crocodile. Old Norman Bates with a crocodile.
Yeah, well, originally he killed his mother, the original guy, the real guy.
Yeah, I could totally get that vibe.
And then he fed some of the people to the alligators, some of his patrons to the alligators. But as far as this movie goes, my thoughts, well, I could see this is coming. This is, I think, Tobe Hooper's film right after Texas Chainsaw.
Right.
And I could kind of tell that he was trying to reproduce that same type of vibe. It's very 70s. And that's why a lot of these actors, like Marilyn Burns, are back in it. It doesn't live up to Texas Chainsaw. But it's an interesting movie. Great performances by Neville Brand. You're absolutely right on the money, where it kind of reminded me a little bit of Psycho, because it had that the hooker in the movie dies, her relatives come back down and look for her, and then end up
where you find out that he's like freaking out about like the hookers and having sex and shit. Right. And then you find out from the head lady that he used to hang around there and used to be like a watcher, but he would never do anything. So he definitely, it felt like an older Norman Bates for sure, man. Like a little bit more out there, like how he's, screaming at him and shit. But
like a trashier Norman Bates.
Yeah, like a redneck Norman Bates, really down south Norman Bates.
Has the hotel, but it's got a pet crocodile.
Yeah, only one pet crocodile. Really, really bad looking crocodile, man. That crocodile was, man, it wasn't alligator, man, that's for sure. But it served the purpose, I guess.
Bad. It could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
Right.
They make some stuff look pretty good for how cheap, because they probably had like no budget.
And I was really surprised. I mean, obviously this was the 70s, and I don't think maybe past 80s you would get child endangerment like you did in this movie, because it goes pretty far with the kid.
Which that's Kyle freaking Richards.
Yeah, right. And you don't see that in a lot of movies in the future. So overall, no, I liked the movie. It was I don't think I liked it as much as Texas Chainsaw, but I thought it was up there. It was one of the better 70s flicks. It's definitely a little bit underrated and kind of a lost movie when you talk about Tobe Hooper.
Yeah.
I mean, you figure in
one of his better flicks too, man.
Well, and you figure in about 4 years from after this movie, or 5 years after the movie, he's making Poltergeist, which is a big jump from this big Hollywood type movie.
Heck yeah!
So
Spielberg, baby.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed it. I liked it. The performance is all great. So yeah, I thought it was a good movie.
Hell yeah. But I probably watched it. My first time watching this was probably about like 5 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. So.
As I told, well, first of all, let me say I watched the wrong movie first. So anyone that's looking for this and wants to look for it, Dylan, you said you'd never seen 1980s Eaten Alive?
No.
Dude, Scarphead, have you seen it? It's like a cannibal film.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Maybe if I've seen it,
that's a definite cannibal holocaust. So you watched all that?
Yes, I thought it was the fucking movie we were doing this week.
There was no alligator in that, though.
There was an alligator, and they killed it live, and it was like a real dude. Pretty much everything I've ever heard about cannibal holocaust you could say the exact same thing for this movie. It's nothing but animal torture and rape scenes, and they're cutting women's breasts off and eating them, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Dylan, you could have warned me.
Oh, holy shit! That sounds better than that one. Holy shit!
It was so hardcore, and then afterwards,
did you watch that with your wife?
Yes. Well, I watched it. She was there. She was sitting there. She's like, "You need to talk to this is ridiculous."
Man, you got some balls to watch that with your wife, man.
She can handle it. But anyway, dude. But the funny thing is, the whole time,
over the head, man.
I'm watching, and I'm like, this is fucking terrible and hard to watch, but this would be an interesting conversation. Like, I literally covered my eyes a couple times, which I never do.
Dude, wait till we do Cannibal Holocaust, and you guys tell me what's
Cannibal Holocaust really is not bad. I think what he watched was probably worse.
This
really?
is
then maybe we'll have to review that.
Hey, I'd be up for it. I wouldn't watch it again, but the shit is scarred in my brain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll remember it.
Where did you watch that? Is that up on Shudder too?
It's on Tubi. So I watched that, and then I realized right afterwards, like, okay, I just watched the wrong thing because I saw
Did two of them come up?
Yes, yeah.
I think I just kept saying the Tobe Hooper one, and then you showed off like his Arrow release.
Yeah, I don't know why I made the mistake, but I finished that movie. And then I put this one on, and instantly it's Freddy Krueger like raping a prostitute. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, here we go again. But obviously, it's not nearly as intense as
Get on your hands and knees. You owe me.
Yeah.
The Scarphead, you nailed it with you could tell he's going for that same vibe and the same tone as Texas Chainsaw. Like, it feels dirty and it feels raw, but it didn't have like the charm that Texas Chainsaw has. I only watched it the one time, and a lot of times I need to watch something twice, but I thought it was just kind of boring. I thought it was kind of slow for me personally. I couldn't get into the movie that much. But other than
well, I think the character of Ned there, is it Ned? I keep forgetting what the guy's name is.
Judd.
I think Judd. Okay, I think Judd's great, but beyond that, a lot of the other people in the movie kind of caricatures. They're there to get killed.
Right.
For the most part, there's not a lot of depth in any of them.
Well, it's a lot of what you get in Texas Chainsaw is just people being over the top weird, like the guy you see in the van at the get-go.
Right.
And it seems like he puts that.
But
It's like
they're
a
more
lot
colorful.
of characters are doing that in this.
They're more colorful characters in Texas Chainsaw. The one thing,
and these are way better actors in this, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
well, they're definitely higher class of actors. Marilyn Burns in Texas Chainsaw, man. She screams for 3/4 of that movie.
Right.
I couldn't take it, but.
I mean, I'm not the huge. I like Texas Chainsaw. I like where it goes. Like by the end of it, you're like, "Holy shit, this is crazy." But I think it's a super flawed movie. Obviously, like the acting is awful. There's no story. That's what I was gonna say. In this movie, like I didn't like the story is barely there.
Well, wasn't Texas Chainsaw like his student film? Wasn't that like a?
I don't know. It feels like it.
I mean, I always enjoyed the second Texas Chainsaw more than the first, anyways. Myself. But I think this movie probably had better production values than Texas Chainsaw.
This one, yeah, this one, 100%. You can see he got a little bit more money. He got a little bit more respect from the studio or whoever did it. There's way more money involved in it, and in some ways, it's definitely better. But I don't know. To me, there's not enough story going on to like hook me. It feels just kind of like almost like that Henry movie where it's a day in the life of this guy, which I guess it's what they were going for, but I didn't get sucked up in it.
Yeah, there's not it doesn't have a super heavy story. I mean, basically he's a crazy dude and he feeds people to his alligators, you know.
Right.
But I still thought it's a type of movie like in the 70s that, you know, end of an era, you don't see that in the 80s and 90s. You can definitely tell the different styles of the movies.
His weapon of choice is really cool too. Forget the name of it though.
I think it's a sickle, right? Or is that a sickle?
Yeah, it's a sickle.
Yeah, man.
I like how he has to get the thing back too after he kills the guy and he dumps him in the water, and he's fighting to get the sickle back.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Of course, you know, the only thing too is the ending is pretty predictable now. You knew from the beginning that he was going to end up in the teeth of his pet.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. So no surprise on the ending there at all. But I still had a good time while I was watching it.
Right.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun with this film. I could see how at times it could be maybe a little slow, you know, because you got the whole subplot of the father with his daughter, you know, searching for the chick in the beginning that Robert Englund is, you know, trying to bang, and who we think might be like the main. She's basically the Marion Crane of the movie. You know what I mean? We think she's gonna be like the main character, and then she gets got like instantly. You from Miss Hattie's? You one of Miss Hattie's?
Right. What's his story? Like, why? As soon as he knows that she's a prostitute, he's like, he just starts twitching. He's like, I gotta kill you.
Yeah, like she doesn't even decline it. Like you would think she'd be like, no, I'm not. Like she was only there for like half a day, so it's like, why would she you know?
Right. She wasn't even good at it. She was a terrible prostitute.
Yeah, terrible. Didn't even give up them cheeks. But yeah, man, I just love that. Like he said, yeah, you want to Miss Hattie's, but and then he like gets all close, gets all in her face, and then just like starts like squeezing her.
Right. You know what I thought was gonna happen? I thought it was gonna come around, and then at the end of the movie, the black chick that gave her the $10 and sent her to the hotel in the first place.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, I think that happens in Texas Chainsaw, right? Am I tripping? Where
like his mom or something.
Where she was in on it.
Right.
She's part of it, just like the cop in Texas Chainsaw. But I'm almost glad it didn't go there. But I wish it would have went somewhere, because I kept on while I'm watching it. I'm like, well, maybe there's gonna be like this twist at the end that's gonna make it all kind of like.
There wasn't too much of a connection between the whorehouse, whorehouse and his hotel. Really.
Right.
Yeah, no.
That's kind of the downside. It's not
a little better, especially once they reveal that he used to go there all the time and got like kicked out.
Right. Has he? I guess I'm not super familiar with Tobe Hooper's movies, but does he write the movies? Because like the tone and the style. Oh, really?
He did the music I saw with Kim.
Yeah, he co-did the music, which was interesting.
Writing them, I know. I don't know if he would write all of his scripts.
I don't know. That's what I was saying. I think that's kind of the weak part of the two movies that I'm aware of. I always forget that he did Poltergeist. Tobe Hooper did Poltergeist. I'm showing you my noobness. I didn't know that.
Tobe Hooper has a lot of good movies in his arsenal, but he doesn't have as many as you would think.
He also did the remake of Invaders from Mars.
He did Life Force, which is one of my freaking favorites, man. And his Masters of Horror episodes are awesome. He did the Toolbox Murders remake as well.
Did he? I don't know if this is correct or not. Salem Slot.
It says he did a movie called Crocodile. I've never seen, but it only got like a 3.7. So he did
Crocodile right after this one, like in the 80s. Probably had to do something with that alligator.
He did like the best Nightmare on Elm Street TV episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He did it.
Yeah, I didn't like any of it. That's one show you should have sometime. For the most part, I was disappointed in all those TV adaptations of like 80s movies. The Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street TV shows. They're all pretty horrible, I thought. Not a big fan of them.
Yeah, even I wasn't the biggest fan of Tales from the Dark Side TV show either. I love the movie. There's a few episodes that I like a lot, but for the most part, they're just like kind of really cheap. But they just didn't have a lot of money, you know. If I was growing up watching them, they probably would have meant a lot more to me because they do have a charm to them. It's just I didn't grow up with that, so I grew up with Tales from the Crypt and Creep Show. So
right. Speaking of Creep Show, I think that's who Judd reminded me of is Stephen King's character.
But a little like a darker version.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
wasn't that the part he directed, Tobe Hooper?
Was it?
I have no idea. He didn't direct that.
I thought Tobe Hooper was directed part of Creep Show.
No,
it was Romero.
I don't.
Well, it was Romero, but it was also I think Hooper was in there too. Check that.
No, that's body bags that Tobe.
I swear he had a portion of it though. The Body Bags was in that movie. Right.
He had a portion in Body Bags, but that's all I know about.
Yeah, the music in this wasn't bad. It was your typical 70s synth leading the 80s synth.
I like it.
I thought the music was pretty decent.
There was a lot of like sound effects going on too. Just like random, like almost like it. You can see where Rob Zombie gets his influence from Tobe Hooper. Obviously, you can see it in Texas Chainsaw. It's super obvious. But watching this, that's what it. Being more familiar with Rob Zombie's films than Tobe Hooper's, like it kept reminding me of zombies. Just like I don't know the word for it. Like kind of just nasty, like almost annoying, like irritating. Like some of the scenes in Halloween where the family's just all screaming at each other and stuff. It's that similar vibe that you get there in this.
Yeah, but I think the characters in this film is a little bit more reserved. I think they're a little bit more played realistically. Some of the stuff in Rob Zombie's movies are very broad. I mean, there's that character. The family in Halloween was such a shrill, like caricature of like a Southern family. That is kind of wearing.
It's super wearing. Yeah,
I think Judd was, even though I think Judd wasn't really over the top in this movie. I think he was played reasonably within limits. You know, maybe even downplayed where he does a lot of muttering to himself,
right,
and all that. So you can kind of buy him as a villain a little bit more.
Borders on over the top, but I agree with you.
Yeah,
like he gets pretty wacky, but you're right. And there's nice. he's not just one tone throughout the whole movie. There's different shades of the way that he acts. Like, so I love how he kills the woman, the first prostitute, super violently, and then he goes and he just hangs out in his room and he's singing a little song to himself. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, he's the star of the movie, but it takes you a while to realize. Or it took me a while to realize, like, okay, this is like the lead guy, or he's the, what would you call it, the big bad of the movie,
right?
The killer.
Yeah.
Well, plus too, a lot of the horror, a lot of the kills, and a lot of the horror in the movie is right in your face. That's kind of the difference between the '70s movie and say like a '90s movie, where you start getting all those in the '80s jump scares, which I ended up really hating jump scares. Not a lot of jump scares in this. A lot of the kills in this, and even in Henry Portrait of the Serial Killer, they're right in your face. You're there when it's happening. It doesn't jump out at you. It just happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in a lot of the '90s and 2000s horror movies, the jump is the scare. In the '70s and '80s, the scene that plays out.
Right. The tension.
You know, you don't get jump scares in Henry, but everybody's creeped out that scene in Henry where he's got the family and the kid walks in. Now, in the '90s or 2000 movie, the guy would have been behind the door and would have jumped out to get the jump scare.
Right.
The kid walks in and sees that shit going on. That's the horror, not the jump scare itself.
Right. Well, you used the right word, like creeped out. That's
right.
That 70s movies, these like more raw films, they're creepier than they are like scary, jump scary for sure. Right. It's more about tone and atmosphere than a jump scare type movie. Even though I've just been defending a few newer like jump scare movies recently, because I've been watching a lot of haunting movies for whatever reason, where that's kind of what you get, obviously. But some of them are better than others.
Yeah, but I think the original title for this was Death Trap. So maybe that's why I had a problem finding it, because Eaten Alive isn't the original title for the movie. So maybe that's why I pulled up the other one first. I think it's tough, too, when you're watching something on Tubi, because you're getting bombarded with commercials every 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
As opposed to when you're watching on Shudder. I think that kind of adds to a little, because it tends to drag you out of a movie, especially on something like Tubi, where you have to see the same fucking commercials all the time. They play the same ones every 20 minutes. It's like, oh, God. And that kind of pulls you out of the movie, too. So seeing it either on DVD or on Shudder, where it's uninterrupted, I think makes a big difference. I gave him begin to understand how that cannibal movie was on Tubi. I mean, some chicks get a tit sliced off, and now we're going to a fucking
Colgate commercial. It was the rawest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. It was so like I couldn't quit thinking about that movie.
Yeah, Dylan needs to do a excuse me, kind of like a retrospective of cannibal movies in the 70s and 80s.
I'd be up for it. It's interesting.
They were big in the 80s, in the 70s.
Right. There was like a little phase there. See, like what I'll tell you what I was thinking while I'm watching it. I was like, God damn, we're gonna need Robbie this week, because like it gets into some pretty dark, like racist kind of stuff like that. Like Robbie's good at wading in those waters and talking about those navigating types of subjects. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, you need to wait till Robbie comes back to the cannibal Holocaust movies.
Right.
That's for sure. Dylan just probably sits there and goes,
well, it was interesting because it was. Have you seen Cannibal Holocaust? You said you had, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, what this is, you could tell it's like one part documentary where they're really filming these native people, and it's also they're kind of exploiting the Jonestown massacre. In a lot of ways, kind of inspired by that. So it's pretty much like as sleazy a thing as it could possibly be.
Yeah, Gary in the chat's mentioning Cannibal Apocalypse with John Saxon. That was another one that they made in the 80s that I've seen. And The Green Inferno was that Eli Roth film.
Right. I've started that a few times and I never watched it.
I think that was
on Netflix.
Yeah, that was his attempt to kind of bring that genre back. And there's a shitload of it. They're all, the vast majority of them are all Italian foreign films for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But,
My bad. I let the dog out.
Oh, you get the dog back with you, Dylan?
No, it's my girl's dog.
Oh.
My little brother has Bane.
It's Bane.
Bane. Love it.
Bane.
Yeah, man. Getting me depressed on my on the horror show, Scarbat.
We were just talking about how you gotta do you gotta do a Campbell Holocaust Campbell apocalypse movie night. We talk about all the cannibal films as a genre.
Yeah, but that would mean that you guys would have to watch all those cannibal films. I've watched a few of them, but
yeah, actually, the one that Vern's watched, that's one of the tougher ones to get through. So he picked as his first one or whatever.
I didn't pick it; it just happened to me.
He got the granddaddy.
So you really like.
Yeah, so if now you had your cherry popped when it comes to cannibal movies. So
the other thing is just all the sexual assault in the film, just like left and right. They're raping women. It's like holy hell, and it's graphic. Like it is. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. For sure.
The big thing in the 70s and the 80s, and some of it was true, is that in a lot of the movies they claim that the animal mutilation scenes they actually did happen, and that's tougher. It's weird. My girlfriend can watch any type of brutality to a human, but have a dog get hurt in a movie, right. She will not watch it. She'll shut it off. I mean, I'm pretty much the same way. But I mean, it's like, oh, humans getting their arm snapped. Who cares? Right, dog getting killed. I can't watch it. And some of the 70s claimed those are real animal. And they could have been.
1,000%. It's real in
most of them. Most of them
you could tell.
Most of them are fake, but there are some real ones. Yeah,
they're like stabbing a crocodile on the head, and you're seeing like blood bubbling out, and it's still thrashing. Like there's a monkey inside of a snake's head, and the monkey's like trying to fight it off. Like it's 1,000% real, all of it, for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
So, would we all agree that our favorite character would probably be Judd?
No, that is not my favorite character.
Well, let's see. Who's your favorite character then?
I will go with. I could easily go with Buck, who likes to fuck. Yeah. Bucky Kruger, as I like to call him. But I love the Miss Hattie. I just love her, like her Southern charm, and she just sits down and she's talking to the people.
I think it's Miss Hattie. Her name
Miss Hattie.
Her name was Rebecca, but everybody calls her Miss Hattie. I wish she had a bigger part, but I agree she was good in the movie. Yeah, well, she's a great actress.
Right, for sure. So I mean, she was fun and she's disturbing. And we mentioned her little mask deal, but it's kind of just like another element that makes you be like, "What the hell?" Like, there's something wrong with her that kind of adds to just the off-putting nature of this film, but contrasted with her smooth dialogue. I think she's got the best like dialogue in the movie too. But I enjoyed her quite a bit, and I love just the idea of this woman pimping out all these hoes.
The idea that you had actually would have been great. I think this one made it a lot interesting is if they had, that hooker that gets it in the beginning, pissed her off because she didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to participate in Freddy Krueger's freako sex. Right. So she shit-canned her, and that would have been an interesting take is if she directs these girls that she can't handle over to him to be killed.
Right.
That would have made it more. That would have made it 1,000 times more interesting.
Well, that's like some Captain Spaulding shit.
Right.
But yeah, that would have been cool.
There wasn't enough connective tissue between her and him.
Right.
To sell it. That would have made it a lot more interesting if that was there. At the end, you see that she was kind of in on it with him to get rid of some of these girls that were causing her problems, But yeah, I agree. She was good. I'll still give it to Judd because he had more screen time.
Right. Oh, for sure.
She didn't have enough screen time where I could say she was my favorite character in the movie, but she was up there.
I would say, like, I have more of a problem with Judd. Like, his little, like, he just is a little too much for me at times. Or maybe he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is making you feel like creeped out and uneasy just with the way that he is.
Yeah, the idea is, I think they wanted this idea from the original guy that's based on, that this guy came back from Vietnam really all fucked up, and he opened this hotel, and this was part of him, that maybe he did that over there, maybe he got,
Was there any of that in the movie? Did they mention that he was a vet?
Yeah, they mentioned that he was a vet. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I mean, it definitely adds another layer to him.
Right.
But it's a little subtle. I didn't pick up on it myself.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely subtle, but I would like you got the Arrow release, but you didn't watch any of the special features.
I did watch some of the special features, yeah.
Yeah, because I'd like to check some of those out, man.
I was getting wicked excited. I had the disc, and I watched some of there's like maybe 5 or 6 featurettes and stuff on the disc. So there's another whole fucking disc in there. Because holy shit!
Oh wow!
Another whole disc of special effects. I popped in. All it was the fucking DVD version. Because I'm not used to, like, none of my movies come with. Arrow doesn't ever put like a DVD in with the Blu-ray, and it was the DVD.
Sometimes they do.
So I was kind of bummed,
Yeah, that's weird. Sometimes they will, but not like that's when you get like the boxed editions.
I don't think they do that anymore. I think this movie came out a while ago.
Yeah, that was. I feel like that's one of their
releasing DVDs or Blu-rays are pretty much a thing of the past. Now they still release Blu-rays with 4Ks,
right?
And I kind of wish they would do away with that and lower the price of fucking 4Ks. Because if I'm buying a movie with 4K, I don't need the Blu-ray of it. So
right. It's nice to loan people out. Can I borrow that? Yeah, you can have the Blu-ray. But yeah.
I learned a long time ago, my friend, you loan your movies out, you do not get them back.
Right. Right.
Or they come back all fucked up.
People always come over to your house and go, oh, wow, look at that. Well, library. I go, not library.
Or like a museum.
Point.
Not when something costs
look, but don't touch.
$50 a fucking Blu-ray, not a library.
Yeah, seriously.
If you're nice to me, I'll put it on Plex and you can watch it there.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, so I as I said, Judd's probably my favorite character, I would say, in the movie, with Miss Hattie being the next. And I wish we saw the alligator more.
Yeah, me too. But I think that it was so bad looking that they had to be very sparingly, which I think they did perfect with.
Right.
But I would definitely say Judd as well. I love Robert Englund. I think he does a great job.
He does. He kind of pops off the screen, not just because he's Freddy Krueger, but you're like you can see how he got his part as Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
I just like seeing him act. First of all, being so cool. Young. Like he's better looking than I've ever seen the guy. You know what I mean? He looks good. He's got charisma.
Man, he's everybody knows him for Freddy, but he's done a lot of stuff, man.
Well, I think what
he's
got
been
him
around for a while.
What actually got him noticed and where he got his break was from being on that miniseries in the series V on TV. He was a big part of V. I don't know if you ever seen. Do you ever see V?
No, me either. I've heard of it though.
You should watch it. I mean, watch the 2 miniseries. The show itself wasn't great, but the 2 miniseries are pretty good. They're cheesy because the guy who did the Incredible Hulk on TV did these about the aliens coming down and there were really lizards under the masks. And Robert Englund was a lizard, but he was one of the aliens, but he wasn't an evil one. And he ended up joining with the resistance fighter. It's kind of like Independence Day. And he was so good in that show. That's the show he got Freddy from.
Really?
Because he was so good on that.
It's cool though, man, that he was working with Tobe Hooper and in this, and then he goes and works with Wes Craven. He's worked with some of the some big names.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. I didn't know that's what got him the gig. Was
Yeah, because Nightmare was 81, and V was 78, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check that V out. It's cheesy, but it's good.
Yeah, I think I have it on Plex, and I know it's on video. It might be on Peacock because it was an NBC thing to begin with, so it's probably up there.
That's cool. It's just always weird to see him. That's like he's the only one of those super icons, slasher icons that like he is that face. Michael doesn't have a face. Chucky's not real. Jason's in a mask. Like Freddy is Robert Englund.
Yeah, even through the makeup, you see it, Robert Englund. You know what I mean? That's why, like, the look of Freddy is Robert Englund. You know what I mean? That's why it's like so hard for us to distinct. You know, like
right.
Jason,
and that's why when they made the remake, it was hard for people to accept anybody else.
For sure, I think they also they could have done a better job too. I agree, but I think they could have done better.
Didn't do that bad. It was just the movie was terrible.
Right, and then just his makeup was odd.
Yeah. Well, they were trying
the guy that played him,
or whatever.
The guy that played him is the guy that played in Watchmen.
Watchmen, yeah.
And he's a lot shorter than Robert Englund is. So it's his whole stature is different.
Right.
Yeah, a lot different.
That's a big part. You're right.
The guy.
I mean, if you get a guy who's Robert Englund's about 6 foot, and then now you get a 5 foot Freddy, you're not gonna be too scared of him.
His body language is like 50% of the role.
Yeah, and his facial stuff too.
V on Tubi. Nice.
Yeah, if he's on Tubi, probably is on Tubi.
Yeah, if not, and it's probably on Plex, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might check that out tonight. I watched that new Chris Hemsworth movie on Netflix. I keep forgetting the name of it. Spiderhead maybe or something.
Spiderhead.
It was actually, I gotta watch the last 10 minutes because I was like tired as fuck. But I was so tired, but I couldn't fall asleep. It was so good.
Was it good?
It was a lot better than I like because I wasn't expecting much either, and I was like, "This is pretty."
Yeah, Netflix movies have been so.
Yeah, they're so hit or miss, and mainly miss. But this one was actually really surprising. Because there's some times where there's like, "Oh, this movie's number one," it's trending it's the number one out of the top 10, and we put it on, and we're like, "What is this? This movie is absolute dog shit." Me and my girl have done that a few times, like.
Right. It always seems like they kind of put the thumb on the scale for their movies, right? Or their TV shows.
Yeah.
They're always ranked a little higher. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got rid of Netflix because I just got kind of tired of the whole Netflix stuff. It's so hard to find anything in Netflix. Like, say they could put out a movie this week that's the hugest movie in the world, and you can't even find it because they don't advertise things well. And then I got kind of tired of them just basically bringing over a lot of imports. It's like they just bring over everything from like Korea. A lot of it's good, but a lot of it's not. And canceling the shows they start. When Netflix got started, you think that like, okay, I'm paying $20 a month. They're not going to start a show on you and then end it with a cliffhanger and not bring it back. They'll commit. They don't. They cancel stuff all the time. And you're left up in the air. So that's what kind of bummed me out about Netflix. They have a lot of good shows.
Yeah, but
other than Stranger Things, what's lasted? I don't know. They canceled some decent stuff.
You'd have to tell me because maybe I'm missing a couple of good ones.
I was barely even using Netflix anymore until recent. That's what they'll do. They'll like a new season of Stranger Things comes out, and then I'm hooked on it, and then I'll use it more because I'm on the app for Stranger Things.
Yeah,
but I just binged all three.
It's very hard to find like the top 10, like the new stuff. Other than that, it's hard to find like anything else. Like I can only surf on Netflix for a minute or two because otherwise I'm gonna just sit there all fucking day.
Dude, I tell you what drives me nuts is that and maybe there's like a premium service where this. I think I heard that you can do this, but none of the streaming services that I have can you click on something and then like channel surf. Like that's what streaming is missing. You have to like make your decision and then you're kind of stuck with
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you feel like
how
you'll
with
be looking for a
cable,
while, then you feel this like clock ticking, like, God damn it, I've been looking for 10 minutes, I haven't found anything. I gotta find something soon. And then you just be like, fuck it, and click on something.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to channel
Yeah.
surf.
Because I remember you just like with cable, you just click on a channel and then you hit the guide button,
Right,
and then it pop down to the little screen for whatever you're watching, and then you'd have the whole, whole box of everything.
Yeah, for me, it's hard. I mean, there's so much now. It's people bitch and piss and moan about all. That's what gets me is people really bitch and piss and moan about all these shows are out now, but there's so much out now compared to like when I was growing up.
Oh, for sure.
I don't have time to even
you
watch.
Can't even keep up with it. You could not keep up with it.
I still haven't watched The Boys. I still haven't watched Stranger Things.
Right.
I'm trying to finish 2 shows. I kind of like to try to finish things before I move on to something else.
Yeah.
And there's so much out there to watch. And there's so much, like I started watching What We Do in the Shadows, which I loved, was on Hulu. And I got through like a season of that. I know there's like 4 seasons of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much out now that I try to like just hear about shows and then try them if I like them, and then watch them if it's something I think I'm gonna like, which means I might miss a lot. But because there's so much out there, you don't get a chance to watch it. I know there was HBO had like a pirate show on that looked interesting, a comedy. There's so much now that you can't even keep the stuff straight.
Right. It's the same with music. People say like, oh, there's no good music today. It's like there is. You just got to wade through all of the shit to find. Right. There's probably more good music, more good movies and TV shows than there ever has been.
Well, I think that's why streaming is so good for music. People bitch and piss them off. I don't own it. But if you owned it, you'd never listen to half the shit you listen to.
Right,
because,
right.
You get to listen to everything.
For sure.
But some of these people, like somebody was asking about Obi-Wan. Was Obi-Wan perfect? No.
It was good.
But no shows are perfect.
No.
But they really, some people just take shit way too fucking seriously.
For sure.
It's you know what I mean?
And those people are the ones that are commenting. Regular people, they don't get into that for the most part.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Obi-Wan that could have been left out, and some stuff, was only 6 episodes. What they want, but overall, it was okay. It was better than a lot of the stuff.
It was just Book of Boba Fett. If you take
better than Book of Boba Fett.
Mandalorian episodes.
I didn't even finish Book of Boba Fett. After 3 episodes, I was like, I'm over.
No, dude, you gotta watch.
I know, but
I did finish it. It did get better a little bit. Yeah,
that's what I've
heard. I agree. They didn't really have much of an idea. I think a lot of these things get greenlit and then they don't have much of a story. It started out as like a Dance with Wolves type of thing with Boba Fett, and then a lot of stuff was just utter crap. And then right in the middle of Boba Fett, you get a fucking Mandalorian episode out of the middle of nowhere where Boba Fett's not even in it.
You get 2 and they're
incredible. Yeah, they're great. But it's almost like they're saying, gee, this fucking Boba Fett kind of sucks. Well, you better get the Mandalorian back in.
It was never going to work.
It was cool to see Boba Fett see how he got out of the
Sarlacc pit.
Sarlacc pit.
They make these shows based on that. Like, gee, would it be cool to find out what happened? Well, no. Yeah. You don't have to find out about like what happened to every character.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They could have done a flashback in the Mandalorian to show how he got out the Sarlacc pit.
Dude, they should have taken, and I'm saying this as someone that didn't finish season 1, but they could have exactly what you're saying. They could have made one banger fucking Mandalorian episode that was the Boba Fett flashback and all of this. Just take everything you wanted to do and do it in one banger. Maybe 2-parter if you have to.
Yeah, well, because most of the Boba Fett stuff was Boba Fett needed the Mandalorian's help to do that. Could have been part of a Mandalorian plot with just Boba Fett in it.
Right.
It didn't have to be its own show.
That was straight, man. Like the 2 episodes with the Mandalorian, it's like Boba Fett's not even in those 2 episodes.
No, he's not.
Those 2 episodes are incredible.
Well, they're better than the Boba Fett.
No, dude, they're incredible. They're like they might be two of the best Mandalorian episodes ever.
I don't know if I'd go that far. They were,
dude. No, bro. Like the butcher when they're in the fucking like in the what is that the meat house? You know what I'm saying? And he's got the fucking sword and he's cutting dude and cuts the dude in half. Mm-hmm. That shit is so badass, bro.
Well, I think part of the problem too was just like, why would you do 2 shows about Mandalorians right in a row? Like, what's cool? Back to Obi-Wan.
They're trying to like combine the universe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, and I get that because they want to then have this big crossover event. I get that, but
they could bring Obi-Wan into Ahsoka. You know, which I'm hoping.
Right, that would be dope. See, I would say with Obi-Wan, this is what I just got done talking with my brother about. In a lot of ways, it had the potential to be like one of the coolest things Star Wars has ever done. With all of it's the best bridge between the prequels and the original trilogy. It's a great bridge, like what happens there. But to me, it was like it feels like I'm almost bummed out. It's like, damn, they just kind of missed the mark. Like they went a little too broad. It lost focus from Obi-Wan, where it didn't really feel like a show that should have been called Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. Like in a way, because we didn't get too close to him. But still, like most of the stuff that happened was awesome. It just wasn't like, I don't think they nailed it completely, but it was still really cool.
Here's my take. I mean, I'm not a rabid Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars. I'm not a rabid Star Wars fan, but I like it. Mm-hmm. But the only trouble with the prequels are like in Obi-Wan, it didn't need any of the Reva stuff because I didn't buy that Reva after seeing being so traumatized by what Anakin did, would go basically start doing exactly what he did, killing people for no reason. I mean, she fucking cut off a woman's hand. How is she going to be redeemed?
I get what you're saying, but that is kind of like how it works. People that are abused as kids, they abuse people when they're adults. So I can follow that. I didn't like that. Her in general.
I mean, doing all that just to get in what? Vader's good graces, that so she could get him somewhere to kill him. I mean, she could have done that a lot easier. The other thing I didn't like is this, and it's almost the same thing. What this kind of invalidates the movies to me in a while. In the original trilogy, at the end of Jedi, Vader gets redeemed. You know, we see Anakin now as a Force ghost, which basically means he's redeemed himself after being Darth Vader. Well, in the movies, all Darth Vader kind of did was he had some bad choices. He aligned himself with the Emperor. You know, it was bad. It was galactic. You know, he's the head of a galactic thing. But they didn't really show him as a diehard murderer as much. I mean, what he did in Obi-Wan by snapping necks.
Right.
And
I mean, he was killing his admirals and shit left and right.
Who fucking cares? They were the bad people anyway. It's like killing Nazis. That's all right.
Right.
You can do that shit. But
I get what you're saying, though.
He gets redeemed. Now he's fucking redeemed after killing fucking all these kids and all these other fucking people. And now he gets to be a Force ghost. I'm all happy. I'm happy now. I've been redeemed. That kills the vibe of the movie to me.
Right. You know, I get what you're saying.
He shouldn't be redeemed.
I'll say this. I've always had, and this is why I say like Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, it makes for a good bridge. I've always kind of struggled to actually see Darth Vader as Anakin Skywalker. Like, I know that's what they want me to think, but it's never really jived with me that they are the same person.
You know, when they switched out the original guy who played Darth Vader with Hayden Christensen for the original movies at the end. Yeah, the Force Ghost. And I was always like, that just doesn't look right, you know?
Right. No, it doesn't.
But it doesn't even look right with the original guy.
Well, it doesn't make sense because when he died, he was the old guy. But, you know, they should stay that way. But, yeah, I mean, to me, this did set up being Darth Vader a little bit better, his competition with Obi. The movies, the prequels, the reason he was a bad guy was because he was in love with Padme and it went bad. I mean, it was never defined good enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in the movies, I always thought it kind of hinted at, and maybe they should have done it, and maybe I'm wrong in this. Didn't it kind of hint at like Obi-Wan had a thing going with Padme?
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think it was
I
more
think
like you could read into it as the viewer being like, "Damn, she'd be better off with Obi-Wan."
I think Obi-Wan nailed her. I'm sorry, I'm just going on record. Obi-Wan nailed her. None
Fair
of those
enough.
fucking kids are Darth Vader's. They're Obi-Wans.
That would
That's
be
what I want to
great.
see in next season. Then the whole thing doesn't mean dick.
Did you guys
Uh,
like Little Leia? I know we're way off
she was
topic,
good.
but fuck it. Like
She was
I
very
loved
good.
her, dude. Robbie was saying the internet was
Perfect
dogging on her, but
casting.
it's like that's terrible, dude. I thought she was phenomenal. Now
Yeah, the internet's crazy.
now it'll bug me the next time I watch New Hope, and she's like, Obi-Wan, you helped my father during the Clone Wars. It's like, bitch, you should say Obi-Wan. Remember me? We spent like a week together when I was 8. You saved my life a couple times.
Yeah, but you
You
can
know,
draw.
like
You can.
I get it, but I'm telling
She
you,
didn't
every time
have.
I
She
watch
didn't
that
have that
movie, I'll
much
think it.
time. She only had a few minutes before the thing was gonna blow up. Come on.
Fair enough.
It's like it's all like all the Star Trek stuff they shoehorn into it. You just gotta kind of accept it.
Right. No, and I
Yeah.
get that, but I will think about it every time.
Well,
You
see,
gotta just appreciate the filler you got.
Mm-hmm.
I know we still have to talk about this. Now we're talking about fucking Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do the ratings, or you want to do anything else? We could talk about the style a little bit. We didn't really get into that. If you guys got specifics on what you liked about the look and feel and anything.
I thought it kind of felt
atmosphere, a little swamp, but like a little creaky swamp vibe. I thought it worked well. It didn't really feel Texas-y, like Texas. It more felt like
Louisiana,
like a Louisiana swamp,
or Florida.
with crocodile in it. But maybe that's just because the way he had his thing set up. But I think it looks good. I like the vibe of it, and I think it goes good for what it's going for. All in all, I think it is a fun movie. It's not one to throw on all the time, but for a Tobe Hooper one, it's one that I don't hear people ever talk about. And I think it's definitely slept on, and it's one that honestly, it's one of my favorite Tobe Hooper films, because honestly, man, I feel like I almost don't want to even say it, but he doesn't have like the biggest arsenal of films. Like a lot of his films where he had a lot of trouble getting films made at times. So, and he had trouble like at Canon, where so there's a lot of movies that are okay and not so great, but then he has some just incredible movies like Texas Chainsaw, Poltergeist. I think this is up there and probably his top 5 for some of his best films. I really enjoy it. It's got some heavy hitters in it, definitely.
What do you guys think of all the red lights? Like, I think it looks pretty cool as far as that goes. It's very like it's a distinctive looking film with just how all of the heavy red. It's almost like Suspiria, but not done as well as Suspiria is with that lighting.
Not as intensely or anything.
Well, I think with the majority of the film is at night too. So
right, like anytime they're outside of Judd's hotel, everything is red. Like there's like a red moon lighting everything, but there's not much contrast to it. Like in Suspiria, you contrast the red with the blue. Like the background will be red and the characters will be lit blue, and this is just flat red across like a good chunk of the movie. Mm-hmm. But it adds to the atmosphere, like big time.
Yeah,
maybe it's something he was trying to do for the style.
Oh, for sure.
So I guess, do you guys want to get into the rating, or is there anything else you want to throw on there, Scarpad, or you want to go to the rating?
We said the music we kind of liked. I think it fit the film with the synthesizer. That's kind of.
And for Tobe Hooper doing it himself with a couple other people, I don't think
he did music in any of it. I don't think he did music in any of the other movies.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I was surprised to see his name on there.
Well, yeah, I'll go ahead. I think if we're basing on what out of 5. 6,
yeah, 5.
I think 3.5 would be fair for this. I mean, I think I would give it's below Texas Chainsaw, I think, for me.
Yeah.
So I think 3.5 slips would be where I would put it.
I agree. I'm at a 3.5. I was debating, because we are going the weekend. We decided finally we will go You could do a 3-2. You could do a 3-3. But I think 3-5.
I could do a 3-5-5.
Right. Remainder.
Well, that would be stupid, but but yeah, I think that it's got some great characters in it. It's like freaking the swampback hillbilly version of Norman Bates, and that has a pet crocodile, and it's a lot of fun, man. It's worth the pickup. In my opinion, as soon as I watched it like 5 years ago, I put the Arrow release on my thing. I've been waiting. It's been one that like never goes down in price. It's been like it's been like 20 to 25 for a while now. So
it was like a big sale. I just ordered like 10 films from them. So.
Yeah, I will get it though eventually because it has to go in my Tobe Hooper collection. That's for sure. Because I've been trying to track down some of his canon films lately. Like I got Invaders from Mars and shit.
Yeah, Invaders from Mars. I think I got a copy coming sometime, but I haven't.
I want the Blu-ray, man, but that Scream Factory is impossible to get. I want to pick up. Are you picking up the 9th configuration?
I don't think so.
You're not. I really want to, man, but I don't know.
I went up to I think Diabolic DVD, which is where I buy a lot of my stuff. Second Sight is a UK distributor, and they do a lot of Region B stuff now. I have a Region Free player. That's the thing. I mean, if you guys don't have one, I would really recommend going up to go up to Amazon for like $90. You get Region Free player.
Right.
And they're putting out really nice box sets of both Hammer's Mummy with Peter Cushing and Frankenstein Creature from Hell, I think it is a really nice box sets with a book and a new restoration. And one of my favorite cheesiest films from the 80s, 70s is coming out. The movie Megaforce. I don't know if anybody remembers Megaforce. Mm-mm. It was cheesy. It's like all these vehicles and they're on a desert planet. But they got a lot of good flicks coming out over there that you don't get here. And they put out really nice sets for cheap. I mean, cheaper than here. One
film that you introduced me to that I still got to get. I love now that you introduced me, the Incredible Melting Man. I love that film.
Yeah, it's good cheesy horror. Yeah, that's out. But yeah, so I look into getting a Region Free player. It really frees up from having just the modern stuff.
I got the 4K because that's Region Free for a lot of stuff, but I do want to eventually get a Region Free Blu-ray player too.
Yeah,
right. I mean, it seems convenient, right? There's not many roadblocks.
Yeah, like they have an awesome Children of the Corn trilogy box set because I love the first 3, but they
and
only
their TV box sets come out a lot cheaper too.
Yeah, I own the first one on 4K, but the other 2 are Region B, so sucks.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Those are hard to get on Blu-ray.
I know. I'm gonna get the Trancers. That's coming out on 4K. Full Moon, and Trancers. Yeah, I think Shrunken Heads are coming out.
Is that Full Moon putting that? I was wondering who's putting that out. Moon, I've never seen Full Moon do their own 4K, so that's I really want to get that.
Yeah, that's why I'm holding off on a lot of the Full Moon stuff because I think a lot of it will be coming out in 4K.
Dude, and I heard Halloween 6 was getting a 4K release, and I'm pretty sure it's from Scream Factory. But now I'm hearing that they're doing the rest of the series, which I really hope is true. Like they're doing the rest on 4K Scream Factory. I really hope, man, that's true because I want.
Is 6 the one with Ant-Man?
Yeah,
it's like the worst one. It's
the
worst one.
That is not the worst one.
Yeah, I think it's. What would you say the worst one is then?
Dude, the worst one would be Resurrection.
Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty fucking close. It's one of the worst ones.
Which one is Resurrection?
One with Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes,
right?
Man.
That's pretty terrible.
Forget.
That's bad. Don't get me wrong. That's bad.
I haven't seen a lot. I stopped watching as well.
Oh yeah.
Was that after H2O?
Yeah, that's the one that's
right.
directly after H2O.
Here, let me get my rating. And I never did the rating.
I was gonna say, get that rating.
Get that rating in, baby. I'm going low. I'm going low. I'm going. I'm getting into that decimal point. I'm gonna go 2.25 just because it didn't. I couldn't get into it. I think like
you
for
gotta
me,
watch it again, man. I think you might bump it up.
I watched.
Hold on. Get the wife in here.
I watched the first 50 minutes of it, and then I went to bed. And I woke up the next day, and then I watched 50 minutes of it twice, and it still didn't do like anything for me. There's no flow to the film. They don't build any tension. You're not afraid that this guy is going to get caught. You're not. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's just no story. There's no character development, which I know isn't the most necessary thing in an old 80s film. But and the kills aren't even that good. Like, it looks cool and the vibe is cool, but to me, like, that's like the highlight of the movie is the feel. But then again, it's not like it's just icky. The feel is just kind of like icky and a little bit annoying, you know, with everybody yelling at each other.
I can understand why somebody might feel that way.
Right.
You know, and plus coming from fucking Cannibal fucking Apocalypse where you watch there, you know, everything else would seem pretty tame.
Right. I don't know. I mean, and I'll kind of just reiterate, even Texas Chainsaw, if it wasn't for it being like so unique, it wouldn't. I don't know. I think it's more well regarded, and it's become like this huge hit over the years because of the time. Like that movie, there's a lot of flaws in that.
Yeah, when that movie came out in '74, there was nothing like it.
Right. Yeah. But it's not like it. There's no good. Like the characters are weak sauce in that too. Like I don't think in my opinion, he's not like a good storyteller. He's more of a guy that's good at setting mood.
Well, he doesn't normally do like the scripts. I was looking at a lot of the stuff that he did.
Right. I mean, but
he's more for the director, you know what I mean?
But he's still like telling the story as the director, you know. But I don't know.
I wouldn't put him in the same. I would never put him in the same league as like a Wes Craven or something.
Right.
No. He dude, I mean, he put out one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is fucking, you know what I mean? No words can say what that movie means to horror. But yeah, Wes Craven, man. I mean, dude, he did the double whammy where even John Carpenter, John Carpenter has freaking like They Live and so many iconic things, but dude, he did Freddy and Ghostface. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and he did Hills Have Eyes,
which we should do sometime, dude.
You're right.
Have you ever done that movie, or has Robbie done it?
We did the remakes.
It'd
be cool to do because I grew up with the remakes. Robbie grew up with the originals. I'm not really a fan of the originals.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the original ones. The first two we should do back to back would be a good one to do it. But I mean, he did that. He did Swamp Thing. He did all sorts of stuff. I mean, Wes Craven. Did he do a House on the Left?
Serpent in the Rainbow is slept on.
Was House on the Left his too?
Huh?
House on the Left.
House on the Left.
Yeah, and then People Under the
Stairs.
Wes Craven has a much bigger catalog than Tobe Hooper does, without a doubt.
Right.
Yeah, but Last House on the Left was one of his like first movies.
That was his first movie, Yeah, definitely Wes Craven is a much bigger director. But Tobe Hooper did some interesting stuff as well. So.
Oh, definitely. I think Tobe Hooper did a little bit more non-traditional. You know, he was trying to be a little bit more independent with his
that's what I was gonna say. He's more of an independent filmmaker. He's got smaller budgets for the most part, besides maybe like Poltergeist.
Poltergeist was like
Hollywood film.
That was probably like the biggest he went, I feel like. So 2.25, 6'9", from Two Gun, 3.5s for me and Scarpel. We got a average score of a 3.69, baby.
That'll work.
Always end up with 69%.
1976, Eaten Alive, directed by Tobe Hooper. I know we steered off a little bit, but this is definitely one I think you should check out if you're a Tobe Hooper fan. It is definitely worth the watch. Arrow Video put a great release out. I think it's a 2K scan. It looks great. It looks great, that's for sure. I watched it on Shudder. But yeah, man. So check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Next week, I know we will be doing the new Scott Derrickson movie, The Black Phone, starring Ethan Hawke, which I actually just saw last night. I'm really excited to talk about this one with you guys. It's going to be cool to talk about something newer. There's a lot of buzz right now with this movie. It's the new Blumhouse movie on the block, with Ethan Hawke, done by Scott Derrickson.
Same duo that did a Sinister together, which I just watched on your recommendation.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke was probably the best part of Moon Knight.
I want to review Sinister, man. That movie's so good.
Scared the shit out of my fiance. It really did.
Yeah, dude, yeah, it scares the shit out of my girl too. That's like one of her favorites.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was a little longer than it needed to be, but I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah. Exorcism of Emily Rose is another one he did, but that's
really? That's Scott Erickson or Derrickson?
Derrickson.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was gonna do the new Doctor Strange until he got until they separated for something was going on where they couldn't agree.
I think Sam Raimi was a good pick for that movie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
That's interesting that was the other guy that they were looking at.
Yeah, because
they wanted that horror vibe.
Yeah, he directed the first one, and I think Scott Derrickson. A lot of people think he was trying to go like real dark with it, and they weren't trying to go that dark.
Right.
So they get Sam Raimi.
PG-13 dark.
Nobody can balance the odds.
Playful darkness.
Than Sam Raimi. So
yeah, I mean, Doctor Strange is a character you absolutely have to have dark.
You gotta go dark.
The mystical.
I would have loved to see what Scott Derrickson could have done, man.
I mean,
he does have an eye for horror.
Well, I like to see what Marvel's going to do with the darker characters. Are they ever going to do like a Tomb of Dracula or a Werewolf by Night, which I love? Will they do that? I don't know. That all kind of ties in with Doctor Strange to a certain extent.
I'd be surprised to see him do like the monster. I mean, you never know. Maybe 20 years from now, they're out of ideas and shit. They start going down that route. But I don't know. I don't see him doing like a mummy movie.
Well, I think you might see him do a lot of those characters like Tomb of Dracula and Werewolf by Night on Disney Plus. I think those type of characters will go on that.
Right.
We'll see. But you guys got anything to show off?
Yeah, I got something. You got anything?
I got a few things.
I could grab one thing.
Who wants to go? You ready, Scarpad?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got my stuff here. I'll go real quick. I got a few DVDs. Blu-rays actually this week.
Nice.
I
only got really one.
Actually, let me kill Judd here because Judd is effing up everything here. Hold on. Let me kill that. And put me back into reality here. All right, so I got 1960s Dinosaurus, which was kind of a good dinosaur sci-fi. That's Kino Lorber, yeah.
Thought so.
And 1960s caveman dinosaurs and good, interesting, fun flick, Dinosaurus. What else I picked up? Finally got in my copy of 1966's The Reptile from Hammer Films.
It's a cool cover.
Yeah, I always see the Mego figure for that.
Yeah,
every time I go to Target.
Yeah, I got the Mego figure. There she is. This is a cool movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I watched this one this week. I kind of enjoyed this one. Just got this in. The Plague of the Zombies, another Hammer film. Really different type of movie for them. They dealing with voodoo and zombies and all that. But it was cool. It was fun.
That's cool because I've been interested in checking out some of the pre-Romero zombie stuff. That's before Night of the Living Dead, right?
Yeah, this is 66.
Right. I've been wanting to see like what zombies were before Romero.
Zombies, yeah. Before Romero, they were primarily voodoo related. Yeah.
Right.
That's where like Serpent and the Rainbow goes and dives back to like the origin of zombies, and it's really good.
That's cool.
Got another Kino Lorber here, Without Warning.
I want to pick. I really want to pick
with
that one
Jack
up.
Palance and Martin Landau. This is a fun film.
Is it good? Because I wanted to watch it before I bought it, but
it's up on Plex. I put it up there if you want to watch it. But yeah, it was fun. It was a pretty cool movie. I enjoyed it. Kino is really bringing out a lot of these films that either Shout originally brought out or didn't bring out. So Kino is my second favorite label right now.
Yeah, Kino. I was gonna say, man, Kino's killing it right now.
And then, of course, they just did put this out. This is the 2-disc of The Abominable Dr. Phibes and Dr. Phibes Rises Again with Vincent Price. Double feature.
Nice.
Kino Lorber.
That's a cool double feature.
And finally, I got my copy, as I think Robbie did. Dylan did, of In Search of Tomorrow. Which is the crowd-funded science fiction documentary, 5 hours. And yes, you will find my name in the credits of this movie because I did back it.
Oh, nice.
And as good as, I've watched bits of this. I haven't watched the whole thing yet because I'm waiting for the Blu-ray to come. But it's as good as the original 2 horror documentaries they made. They're up on Shudder, the first 2. If you haven't seen them, it's worth seeing.
Oh my God, they're so
80s horror documentary. And then, of course, the last thing I got this week.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Marshmallow Man. So.
Is he squishy and sticky?
No.
Damn son of a bitch.
Nope.
That's awesome. Nice haul.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Nice haul. Yeah, Scarphead does have some DVDs.
Hells yeah. All right, I'll just show you this. So I showed you a bunch of Hot Toys this week.
There you go.
This is my full-size
Hulk, baby.
1/6 scale Hulk. He smashes.
Is that really 1/6 scale?
Yeah.
That looks bigger than a 1/6.
Well, he's big.
Right, he's big, yeah.
This is a little Spider-Man in comparison. But it's kind of cool. This is like the deluxe one where it comes with like this whole section. You can pop it off. So it's got another bit with articulating arms, but so it's damn near like the top part is a statue. So you can get this nice looking, pose without any weird elbow joints or anything.
Is that Hot Toys or?
Yeah. Yep. That's a Hot Toy. Rip his head off so you guys can get a nice. Whoa. It's always so difficult to actually see where the hell I'm at.
I guess it's a nice mix between. Yeah, it's a nice mix between the original and the new Hulk. So
somebody else said that. It shouldn't be though. It should be fucking the Hulk from Age of Ultron. But you're the second person to say that.
Yeah, see, I'm not a big Marvel Universe Hulk fan, so I would rather have it the old school.
Right, I feel you. And then this is more just to show you guys for a little promo for Robbie's show. On July 11th, we're doing them all.
Lethal Weapon.
Doing 1 through 4 Lethal Weapon during Action Fest over on PCP.
Right?
No, hold on. That looks.
Have you tried to play those?
That's a region. That's not a.
Yeah.
That's not
Let
region
me see
A,
the
man.
back.
That's a region B Blu-ray.
For real?
Does it have a little A or a B?
Whenever you see that symbol, that's a region B.
I don't know, man. I figured I would have noticed. I usually look into these kind of things. Where?
Usually when they have a good.
Yeah, at the bottom. We'll hold it up more.
Where
the fuck? I'm not seeing.
I'm nervous. I'm goddamn terrified.
Yeah, I think you gotta send them. I'll give you my address when we get done.
Where'd you get them? Put one.
Amazon.
You
gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Amazon does sell.
I know.
B stuff
Usually, I'm pretty sure.
I
usually check
because one of the discs.
A lot.
Front of the disc.
This is great. A lot of times it'll be like right on top there.
Yeah, it'll say.
You know what I mean? It says, just so you know, this may not play in most North American. Shit, I don't know. You guys see anything? No, you're not gonna be able to see from there. I think it's good.
Wait, hold on. What does that say in the bottom? For rental or resale?
For rental or resale. Do not show on Dylan's Horror Show. Get the fuck out of Dodge.
I think you're gonna be sending those back to Amazon.
Well, I'll find out. I will update you guys next week. I will definitely learn by then.
As soon as you pop them in, you'll know.
I think I'm good because I always check that shit. You know what I mean? Because I've been burned before.
Check it after. But let's see these puppies.
But that's it. That's what I got. Hopefully, I have
Let me see.
Oh, let's see them.
The post arts.
Boom.
Are they original ones?
We're talking number one. I don't know. Are they? I have not. This is the first time looking at them. I have not even opened this and looked at it.
They fuck you at Amazon.
Yeah, this is the original.
They fuck in the drive-thru.
You ever see the TV series?
No,
yeah,
I didn't.
The TV series was okay for the first year or so.
Yeah. Then they got rid of the Murtaugh guy.
Yeah.
So it's a classic, man. I mean, it's Lethal Weapon. As soon as Robbie said we're doing the Lethal Weapon franchise, I was like, that one.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that. So July 11th over on
PCP. Lethal Weapon?
I mean, that's funny because I was just talking about this with my brother yesterday. Just like what we were saying earlier. When I was younger, there was way less options on TV, and it was on all the time, and I loved the shit out of it. But I'm almost afraid to go through and watch them now with like a critical eye and try and see what I think, because I don't want it to tarnish my opinion of the movies, because I love them. Yeah, I loved them growing up.
I think the first three hold up rather well. It's the last one that gets a little too much.
Yeah, that's what someone else was saying too. I remember liking it. I remember liking Chris Rock and Joe Pesci's over the top in that one. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to sitting and watching them all. I got a few weeks to knock down these 4 movies, but the first one is an absolute classic.
Like, yeah, the first 2 are really the best.
Right. Now I'll ask you this, Scarpad and Dylan: Die Hard or Lethal Weapon? As a franchise,
that's pretty tough. As a franchise,
Christmas one, man. Die Hard.
As a franchise, I would give it to Lethal Weapon.
Right.
Because really, the first 2 Die Hards are the best. After that, they get pretty weak.
I like With a Vengeance. I don't like 2 that much.
Really?
I love With a Vengeance.
Justin Long.
What's that?
No, I like the one with the airport.
The one with Justin Long.
I'm not sure who Justin Long is. It's got Samuel L. Jackson in it, right?
No, that's the Live and Die. That's the 4th one with Timothy Oliphant as the villain.
With a Vengeance has Samuel L., I'm pretty sure, and that's I think maybe the best besides the first.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't bad, but I'd still give I'd probably give it to
Lethal Weapon over.
I think I'm with you. As a 4.
What do you got, Dylan?
Not really much. Scarpet Art showed one of them, but I got In Search of Tomorrow, 80s sci-fi documentary.
Did you check for your name, Dylan?
Oh, my name's in it. I checked already. And you showed it to me.
Oh, I think I did.
Yeah, because I backed it. Like, I back all their freaking projects, and I think I'm going to definitely do their new...
You're doing Alien one,
documentary, which I know it's going to be like, my brother was like, yeah, but they usually do like the 80s ones, and that's going to be like its own solo. And I was like, man, I don't even care. They just do so good with documentaries. I'm going to check it out. And I love Aliens, so.
I think they'll probably do the
ultimate companion documentary piece to go.
I think they'll do the 4 movies. I don't think they'll go into the Predator things.
I can't wait though. Well, probably I can't wait.
They're doing Darkness 3.
I cannot wait for part 3.
They have anything left to do for part 3?
Yeah, I think because we should have got the slip cover with this for free for how long.
Yeah, I know.
They gave us the stickers.
Those suck, man. Those suck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put those on my fucking books for school. What the fuck am I gonna do with them?
I was gonna maybe put this one on my laptop with all the guys. That's the cool one. I don't. But this is with the slipcover. Honestly, they were trying to charge like $15 for just the slipcover, and I didn't even really care. This is what the slipcover looked like. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
I would have taken it.
I like
we paid, we should have got slipcover.
I like that better though.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
like that should have been the slipcover. I wasn't. Yeah. This is cool, but I'm not crazy about it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the other one would have to be a wraparound.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they could have figured a way and maybe cut some of it out or something. What they could have done is like just recropped it to be like kind of like, you know.
Right.
But yeah, the stickers are cool. I'm probably not going to use them. I'll try to maybe get use out of one of them at least, because I've been trying to save up some stickers from Fright Rags. I got like a Prince of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness sticker. I know I got a couple horror ones, and Shaun of the Dead. I want to kind of bedazzle my laptop with some horror stickers. I thought that'd be cool. I am nervous though, because I'm like, whatever I put on there is gonna be stuck there forever. So I'm like, I want them to be like cool ass ones.
I don't think I got that. I didn't. But get that.
And also you get a little.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
You didn't get the pin?
No, I didn't get the
really?
Pin.
You got hosed, brother.
I got fucked, man. They fucked you in the dry box.
I got a pin for every movie, man. I got one for.
Yeah, no, yeah, I got the other ones. I got the other ones. Yeah. No, I get the pin. Did you get the? I got the post. You get the poster?
Yeah, I got the poster. I'm not gonna take them out though. 3 posters in here.
Oh, whatever.
I'm waiting to take them out because I'm gonna frame these because I want to get these framed.
I got so many of the Shout Factory posters. I'm gonna have
to the Shout Factory ones. I got like a Dead Zone one I want to get rid of, but I have a few. Like I want to put my King Kong one.
I got no wall space, man. I got no place to put them.
Yeah, I don't have the King Kong one. I do want to put up eventually, and that's in Search Part 2. So
nice.
Pin.
I didn't get the pen.
Wow. But yeah, that's what basically the posters are. These you get this, you get a poster of this, you get a poster of this, and then you get this poster. So if you were wondering what the posters were, that's what they were.
Nice.
So yeah, I know soon next week I think my Arrow box set of True Romance is coming, which I've been waiting for freaking months. They got a steelbook version that I saw at work. It's pretty cool, but the version I got I like better. I fucking love True Romance, so I really cannot wait to see that one.
That's a great movie that I've only seen once, I think.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I remember being like, damn, this is great. Because I was like, probably after like Pulp Fiction came out, and I was like, this Tarantino guy.
Yeah. And it's literally like Christian Slater like plays like Tarantino, where he's like a fucking huge movie buff, you know?
I barely remember it, man. Yeah, that's one I need to watch again for sure.
I just the only thing I bought it. I just watched it not too long ago, the 4K. And
really?
Dennis Hopper's great in that. The scene with Dennis Hopper and who's that guy there? I can't remember his name. Dennis Hopper was who's the mob guy? Was the guy with crazy hair?
James Gandolfini or Christopher Walken?
Christopher Walken. The scene with Walken and Hopper.
James Gandolfini's in it too, and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, when Hopper knows that he's gonna get fucking killed, he just goes off on Walken. That's a great scene.
Yeah, dude, they're so good.
Yeah, True Romance was a good movie. That really the trifecta I have. Heathers is a great flick, and the other one I just watched recently, I haven't seen in a long time, is Pump Up the Volume. That was a great flick with Christian Slater. He made some great movies in the 80s.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, those comics you gave me. Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, man, close to the 1K though. That's what I wanted to just wait 1K and I'll do like one big giveaway, because I know that I think there's something Robbie said he would donate to it too, I had a couple people that said they wanted to give some stuff, so, and I have a bunch of stuff I have too, so that'll be cool.
Hell yeah.
I haven't even looked. I'll look every now and then though on the freaking those videos like the Entity. Like, dude, that's Two Guns pick right there. He's the one that bought that for me. I was gonna say too, man, if there's any movies y'all ever want me to review, and I might not, if I don't own it, you want me to review it for you?
I was gonna ask you a movie that's coming out.
Buy that shit. Buy me a copy of that shit, man.
Hell yeah.
I'll review it.
How is The Kindred? I've never seen that. That's coming out on Blu-ray.
I haven't watched it yet. I own it though. I got the Steelbook version though. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, they're coming out with a new version.
No, it's not a new version. It's just it's a standard version, which they said they weren't ever gonna do. They were like, oh, they did.
That is a nice version.
There's only 2,000 of these were made, and they're like, oh, that's all there's gonna be of these, and they're not.
Is that Shout Factory or
Synapse?
Synapse, yeah. Yeah, that's right. They're coming out with a standard. Yeah,
they're doing a standard. This Steelbook though is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fire.
Yeah, that baby bottle.
That movie would be a good one to include in on the Killer Baby movies we're gonna do at some point. It's Alive.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna, because Robbie picked up the same copy, so you'll definitely want to pick this up, Scarpack, because you can come join us when we review it.
Oh, it's broken now.
2,000 copies, and it's fucked.
So it's all the Steelbooks, man. They did.
Yeah. Damn. I think I dented the slip a little.
No bueno.
No bueno.
Dented slip, bro.
Now it's worth nothing.
It was always worth nothing. Movies aren't worth anything. I found out long. Don't buy movies as investments, man. You will not be happy.
Yeah, because even when they're worth something, then Kino picks them up, and then they're worth jack shit.
Yeah, I think the shouts eventually. I think the shouts are worth probably the most of anything.
Yeah,
because there's genre movies that once they go out of print, people want
either the shouts or the Arrow box set.
Shouts, Arrows, Kinos might be worth something, but your average movie, no.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
plus they're all going to become obsolete eventually.
I want to really get is the Night Gallery season 1 Kino still. I'm still waiting to get that.
Yeah, season 2 is out this coming month.
It's crazy how much it is though. Season 2 costs like $70. That's insane.
Yeah, just wait. It'll drop to 40.
I figured, but
yeah, don't ever buy.
I figure season 2 has more episodes probably than season 1.
Yeah, well, plus there's a huge remastering that has to be done on that show because, that show got, that the history of the Night Gallery was they really butchered the crap out of it.
Yeah.
When they went to syndication, they cut it up into 30-minute sections. They took out certain portions of it. They changed things that were, these are the full hour-long shows that haven't been shown in years.
Yeah.
And they also put a show called The Sixth Sense, which was an hour-long show. They cut it to half an hour. And they threw it in the package with the Night Gallery, and it made no fucking sense. So there's a lot of restoration that has to go for that movie. I can see why that's expensive.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But if you can get it, also, I recommend getting from them the 2 sets of the Outer Limits.
That's what I was just gonna say, man. I was looking. Is it Kino that is having this?
Kino has those, and also the Kolchak the Night Stalker Blu-ray is fantastic.
Yeah, those are expensive though, but I do really want those Outer Limit sets.
Yeah,
but I do need the Kolchaks too, because I was looking, those DVDs that you gave to me are a little scratched up, so I will need to upgrade those.
Yeah, well, those are terrible. They were the bad prints. The Blu-rays look so much better.
Those are those cheap DVD discs that they just fucking
Yeah, Kino's starting to put a lot of Universal stuff out. They just put out Buck Rogers, which I bought, even though it's a cheesy show. And I think they're doing a few other things too. I know they just Shout's doing $6 Million Man, and Bionic Woman's coming out on Blu-ray.
Oh wow!
So
shoot, New York Ripper Man's coming up on like 800, 750 views.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of sleazy movies,
yeah, that's what, man. Some of those might be the ones that catch the
get the freaks.
Entities got 1.6K. Better Watch Out at 1.7. Motel Hell got up to 1K. Nice. I didn't even know Motel Hell was up there. That's crazy.
And then I look at, like, I think we had a fantastic discussion for Midsummer. It's only got 173. If you guys look, if you're so inclined, go check out the Midsummer discussion.
Yeah, I've always wanted to watch that, but the running time turns me off.
I get that.
Like it's so long.
I get it. It doesn't feel like it though, brother. It's
I might have to watch it in parts.
Right. Yeah, I do that all the time, man.
But dude, I swear, like Motel Hell, I looked and it was at like 200 views. That's crazy. That's at 1K.
That's how the algorithm works, man. It's strange.
Actually, if you're looking for a good movie to watch, Dylan, that's not a horror movie. I know sometimes you watch non-horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Check out that latest movie with Nicolas Cage where he's playing himself.
I really want to watch that.
I enjoyed that. That was a pretty good movie. He plays.
Yeah, I hear it's really It's
pretty funny, and
Cage, you got to be like somewhat of a Nick Cage fan, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's really good in it. Playing
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, who's really good in it too from the Mandalorian. Really? I think it's the most. I forget the name. It's a weird title.
Is it streaming anywhere?
Yeah. It's.
You probably.
I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. I know it just. Well, yeah, I think it just came out on. The buy and stuff on digital.
Nice. The Northman's on.
It should be.
I've almost watched that like 3 times, dude. I'm always about to watch it.
It should be streaming soon. If it isn't, it should be streaming. I recommend it. It's a good movie. Nice. Yeah, The Northman is another one I've tried to watch. I just haven't had time.
Oh, I liked it. Long. It wasn't. People were raving. It's a good 7.5 out of 10.
Nice.
It's a good movie though.
I haven't sat and watched anything like that in a while. Like you got to be in the right mood to watch something like that. But I mean, it looks beautiful.
Green Knight.
It's got a great cast too. That
for sure.
Ethan Hawke's in that too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Anya or whatever her name is, Joy Magic from New Mutants. She's in everything good right now. Yeah. Manny in the house. What up, man? E.
But hell yeah, Northman was great.
I watched nothing but Stranger Things for like 2 weeks.
Really?
I haven't started that yet either.
I've watched it. I watched the new stuff. I really enjoyed it. Then I went back, watched all first 3 seasons again, then rewatched the new stuff. Have a better appreciation for season 3 because I'd only watched that once and I always thought it was kind of weak, but I enjoyed it the second time around a lot. Actually, it was really good.
Yeah, I managed to get the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray, and they've never put the 3rd season on Blu-ray because it's a weird situation. Netflix with their shows, sometimes they'll put them out, and other times they won't. I'd like to own all the things. The 3rd season I thought was, I thought the first 2 were better.
Right. No, I agree. I think they've progressively got a little bit worse, but are still fantastic. I
hear the seasons have a rebound season. It's better than the last season.
Yeah.
But they're also longer. Each one's like an hour and a half, isn't it?
They're long as hell. Yeah.
So I'll get to that eventually.
Mike's starting to look like Dylan. He's fucking 10 foot tall and gangly.
They're 43 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a problem when you make shows with kids and you don't film them right away.
It's a great show though, man. I mean, it's gotten so popular that it's like almost without saying, or it's almost too popular where you're like, fuck that. It's so mainstream, but it's great. Like it's such a fun show.
Well, as horror shows go, I think it's the best on.
Well, I remember when season 1 came out, and I felt like everyone was sleeping on it, man.
Oh, you did? I think I thought it blew
There was
up.
a good amount of people that watched it, but there was still a lot of people that didn't like catch up till season 2 came out, or even season 3. Like I knew people that waited like once season 3 came out, they finally went and binged all 3 seasons.
Right. That's the way of the world.
It happens,
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so much on it's hard to get to. Plus, a lot of times you want to wait because they may cancel something and leave it on a cliffhanger and piss you off. You want to wait and see if they're going to actually finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely.
I think Stranger Things and Orange is the New Black is the only 2 things that Netflix has really finished.
Yeah,
everything else
is weird because Orange is the New Black, and me and my girl like went back and started rewatching, and I've been on like a kick to finally just finish it because I watched it when it first was coming out, and I did. It's a good show. And then I fell off it after a couple seasons.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the last season of it,
and,
so I'm not sure how it ends.
They're up to like 8 seasons now, and I was like, dude, fuck.
Oh, maybe the last couple seasons of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of gone the way of The Walking Dead, where like there's only the diehards are left. Like my fiance still watches both of them.
I'm staying to the end. To the end. And Fear the Walking Dead is so fucking bad. I can't stop watching it because it's laughably bad, but it's so bad, it's actually kind of good. It's horrible. But
now they're supposed to do like a spin-off Negan
well, they're
show.
doing Tales of the Walking Dead, which is an anthology that comes out in August. That might be good because it's a one-shot for each episode.
That could be cool.
That has like new characters and some of the old characters. And then they're doing that show with Negan and Maggie going to New York for some reason that I'm sure you'll find out in the events of what's happening here. And then they're doing a show in Europe. Somehow Daryl winds up in fucking Budapest or something. I don't know. But
that's odd.
It has something to do with that CRM.
Yeah, I fell off that show too, man. Around season, like the season Negan came in, maybe a season or 2 after that, I fell off.
Me too. I think most people did.
And then
I stayed with it, man. I stayed with it.
To go back, and then me and my girl, we actually were gonna start rewatching it, and then
it's worth watching. It never got so bad. It never got.
First couple seasons with Shane are so fucking good, man.
Mm-hmm.
But because I really wanted to get back and then finish it because I heard like that what's coming out now is actually really good. Like that Walking Dead like kind of started getting back to good again.
Yeah, really? I would say the 9th season it got the 10th season it got better.
Yeah.
I mean, like anything else, there's terrible episodes within all the seasons. Yeah. There's some episodes you're scratching and going, oh my god.
It's kind of the nature of that show too. My problem with it was you turn your back and then there's like a whole new cast. But that's what made the show so good early on is that they were killing your favorite characters. Were getting killed.
I don't think not enough people have died. Too many people have plot armor. That's I think the problem now that they won't kill them off. Everybody got pissed off when Glenn got it, but I don't think they really got pissed off the way he got it. They got pissed off because it was all stunt. And were you watching it when Glenn climbed under the dumpster? Were you watching it then?
I don't remember. I remember when he died.
Yeah, so about a week before that, they did an episode where he's all covered with zombies, and they're all over him. It looks like he's getting ripped apart.
Right.
But there's a dumpster, and he pulls himself under the dumpster, and he gets away from the fucking zombies. That was a cheat, and people got pissed off. And then the biggest thing I think turned the fandom completely against the show is the whole episode with the Negan lineup, where they're all on the ground and they're doing the mini my mo type thing. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. But if they had resolved it in that show, showed him getting killed, resolved who else was dead, and ended it there for the season, people would have been fine with it. But they'd had to go cheap and get a cliffhanger where you don't know until, and that's bullshit.
They did a whole break.
People were talking about though.
They did a whole season break, and people got pissed off. They used it as a stunt, And they did too many stunt things, and that's what killed it off.
Right.
And that's when people got sick of it and tired of it. And they shouldn't have done that,
There's just a lot of characters that I didn't care for after in the later.
They introduced a lot
the
of
smart guy with the mullet, the fat guy with the, you know what I mean? Like, he was so goddamn annoying.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. He's annoying in the comic, though. I don't mind you.
Is he?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got a charm to him, but like, yeah.
And, I mean, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan is fantastic as Negan. I mean, he's great.
Oh, for sure.
So I still watch it, but yeah, like every show, it was on too long. I mean, 12 years is a long time with that plot.
100%.
So,
yeah.
They needed to. Plus, they didn't kick enough money up to the show. It was cheap. HBO should have had that show. Or Shudder.
I'm surprised AMC put the money, the amount of money they did as is.
Right, because everybody was like, "What the hell's AMC?"
They kept it all practical.
And then everybody got kind of sick of zombies for the most part. Did you guys watch Black Summer on Netflix?
I think I've seen bits and pieces. I know the name of it though.
Yeah, that's worth seeing. The second season is pretty good because the season opens up with basically everybody in a field, total fucking chaos, right? Zombies all mixed in with people, and they're all shooting at fucking each other, like not knowing what's what. And that to me is how it would really be if it really happened. Total fucking chaos, And it was okay. It's worth seeing. It's only 8 episodes, I think, on Netflix. But,
heck yeah. No doubt.
No diggity.
All right. Well, hey, Dylan, thank you for having me on these past couple of weeks. Enjoy your review next week.
Course, man.
Yeah, likewise.
You guys doing more Vincent Price or anything like that? Old school, grab me back, and I'll.
No doubt. Well, if you end up seeing Black Phone, man, maybe we'll get you in next week.
Yeah.
I know you.
I don't think it's playing anywhere here.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, where'd you say you're at?
Well,
in the frickin'
Antarctica.
movie.
No, I'm in Massachusetts. The problem is, I mean, Top Gun is blown up where it's Top Gun is the biggest movie ever.
Yeah, I need to see
it. And when you go to the theaters here, it's in like 8 theaters.
Really?
And then you got Jurassic World in 8 theaters and Lightyear in a couple theaters.
Yeah.
So some of these smaller films,
right,
they get pushed out.
No, but check now because Black Phone is a lot bigger. Because at mine there was only 4 showings, and then when I looked the night of, they added like fucking 20 more showings.
I mean, I'm hearing a lot of buzz about it.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot more buzz on this than a regular Blumhouse movie.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a thing if I get a chance to go out and see it this week. I'll
By the way,
we'll get you back.
I'll just add in that I was sitting there arguing with my buddy for like 10 minutes yesterday. He's like, I kept saying Blumhouse. I was talking about Blumhouse. He's like, it's Bloomhouse. He's like, it's Jason Blum. And I'm like, no. So I looked into it. I looked up and saw an interview with
it's always
Conan introducing him as Jason Blum from Blumhouse.
It's Blumhouse. I always thought it was Blum.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no E in it.
I just thought it was funny.
B-L-U-M.
Right.
Not O-O-M.
Yeah, I might go see. Yep, it's playing in my theater, and I got a shitty little theater. Black Phone is. But you're right. I mean, it's a good point. It is up against some big movies. Top Gun, Lightyear, and Jurassic World. And whatever the hell Elvis is.
It's a new movie about Elvis.
I don't give a shit about Elvis.
Go watch the John Carpenter one. It's just good.
But Black Phone next Saturday. Let's do it.
Hopefully some of you guys are able to, go out and check it out. I'm sure it might even be, out there to watch, but hopefully you guys are able to go check your local theater and see Black Phone and are able to join our discussion next week. We definitely look forward to it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We love y'all. We hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. You guys are the best, man. And we will catch y'all next week. Have a great one. Peace out.